This video is about me getting geared up for season 6. Okay, so what's happening is, as a general rule, I like to do my season changeover for Texas Cooking Today, usually in the late July, early August era, during that time. And when I do that, I generally have like some sort of a focus for that season, some direction I want to go, some push I want to do to kind of elevate what I've been doing on Texas Cooking Today. Now, Texas Cooking Today, I've got a lot of videos out about savory dishes, and I want to add to that with pounding out some really good recipes when it comes to sweets. The thing of it is I used to do a lot of baking when I was young. A lot of baking. As you can see from all of the stuff behind me, some of this is old, some of it is new, most of it's new. And so there's a different approach here. This is about baking. Now, Texas Cooking Today isn't going to do just baking. I'm going to still do my savory dishes, but I'm going to be adding this in and putting out some really nice stuff for the holiday season. I was wanting to teach how to make cakes, how to prepare frostings, and how to kind of take a different approach to decorating what's already a beautiful cake. And I got several different things that are new items, and this is not unusual. Every couple of years I update Texas Cooking Today, and in fact actually I do it every year, but every couple of years I do a heavy change in the kitchen, and this year is that time. And the change is going to be in some bakeware. Now, the hard part is finding what I need to get rid of to make room for some of what I got, because I got a lot of stuff. Anyway, we're going to be getting into some cakes. We're going to get into frostings. I'm going to get into some different layers in those cakes and just different confections that are perfect and fun to make year-round, and also especially in the holiday season. I know that's really popular. Once October, November hit, people are baking cakes and cookies and stuff like that like crazy. And so I wanted to get started early on this so that there is stuff in place that you can try and use. Now, there's a lot of neat new stuff here, so let's kind of just take a look over what we're looking at for the new season and some of my ideas about what I'm thinking of doing. And if you would like, throw things in the comments, and from that I may be able to improve things even further. If you would, please do that. Now let me show you some of what's going on here. Sometimes we have to get rid of the old, okay? Now, for instance, I have my old trusty old sifter here. I'm not going to throw this away because this was my first sifter. I've been using this thing, I don't want to say how long. It's been a very, very long time, and it has served me very well. And it still works fine, but I wanted something newer, something a little bigger, and something a little more updated. So I went ahead and got, and this has already been used. That's the reason it's in that cake pan. It has powdered sugar in it. But I went ahead and got a new one like this, and that way, you know, it's bigger than the old one. It has a finer screen in the bottom, so it actually does a little bit better job. Takes it slightly longer to sift, well, because the screen is finer, but it does a very good job. So bam, we'll have that I'm going to be using. I have an old wok. I've never used it in the show, but I've used it a lot over the years. My goodness, this old thing, this was again a first for me. It was my very first wok. Mother knew I was interested in cooking, and they bought this for me when I was a teenager, believe it or not, and I have been cooking out of this guy ever since. And this was when woks became popular in the United States, and that was back in the 70s, and it hit as a craze, and boom, we just had to have a wok. So boom, I was provided with a wok. They're a pretty neat thing to have, and the way they cook is wonderful. But since I had updated so many other things, I wanted to have an updated wok. And so I went ahead and just got, oh, there we go, a nice stainless wok that I can use, and I'll work out some recipes to teach y'all how to use a wok too. But I had to have a place for this, so I'm going to remove a pan on the wall over there, and that one will have a new home in that location. The old pan, since it doesn't get used much, will be provided to someone that needs a pan. Other items I got a new roaster pan here that we're going to be doing some recipes in. Move this out of our way. And then, of course, cake pans galore. It's just crazy, isn't it? All of these different shapes. Let me take this one up here as an example. I saw this. I knew absolutely that I had to have it. This one was a cake pan I knew I could take and do some decorating with, and it would be stunning. That's not the only one I got. When I was shopping new pans, I thought, okay, this one would be really, really cool because look at all the pockets on it, how faceted this is. This isn't just something that once the cake comes out of the pan, you could dust it with sugar and take off with it and it'd be perfectly fine. And you could. But when I saw this, I saw opportunity. I saw a chance to fill each and every one of these pockets with something. And then I started looking at it and I started seeing the designs in it. There are rows that run this way, but there's also rows that run this way. There's patterns that run off of that. So you could decorate this in many different ways, using icings or glazes or just even little items, you know, like the what they call a non-pearl, which is a little round candy that's made for cakes and things like that. I decided it was time to kind of throw out some really cool ideas and to do it in unique and new ways. So not only am I going to be making cakes in round pans just like this, and I'm going to do a layered cake. Let's take a look at this guy. You see that? That's what I'm talking about right there. Layered cake. Something that really that stands out. Something that is that's memorable. Something that'll set you apart. And I want to teach you how to do that. All right? It's, believe it or not, it's just not that hard. It's something that I haven't done in forever. When I was a kid, I used to do a lot of baking. I mean, a lot of baking. And I still have a few items left over from that. In fact, I was looking in my cabinets and I came across this guy. This is my old piping bag. Okay, well, one of. And still has a rosette tip on it for making roses. This bag, man, this is so cool. It brings back memories. And it's old and soiled, and it probably needs to be discarded. But again, it's a memory thing. Anyway, this is the kind of bag that'll last you a long time because it's cloth and it's lined with a plastic material. And I've got a new one here like that. I've also got a disposable one. So I want to be teaching in this baking series about piping bags, different ways that piping bags work. Should you use the plastic disposable ones? Should you use the ones that are permanent? And what's the difference? And how they work. Okay, these things aren't hard, but they're fun, and they do take practice. That's the one thing I'll say. A piping bag just takes practice. And the more you practice with it, the better you get at it, and you can really do some neat stuff. Now, I've got this, which is the cloth type. Again, it is lined with a plastic liner. I forget what they called it. I think it was polyurethane or something like that. But it's lined out, and this one also has a reinforced tip up here, which I really like. It's really nice. The plastic ones like this, they can be thrown away. That's really cool. We'll get into all of that, all kinds of different tips, how to use the tips. This one's actually a special tip that's designed to put out 3 different colors simultaneously. But I'll also teach you how to do that without having a special bag or a special tip. Yeah, there's ways. And anyway, so really cool things. There's new colorants coming, lots of new extracts, things like that. And I'm going to teach you neat tricks about cake baking. Let me give you an idea. When you're decorating a cake, what do you put the cake on? Okay, well, if you're a professional, you order in a bunch of these. This is what's called a cake and pizza round. These are little cardboard rounds that have a craft surface on one side. It's that white surface that you can put food on. Of course, it's just brown corrugated cardboard throughout. And that is what you put the cake on, and then from there it can be easily moved around and worked. So, neat idea there. There's your first tip, and there's so many more coming. So season 6 is going to be special. It's going to have some really cool stuff. We're going to have some really cool cakes, and I need some really cool ideas from you folks. Give me some feedback down in the comments down there. Let's find out what you want to see come from this stuff. I can put together a lot of flavors and a lot of good cakes. And I'm going to teach you some really good combinations. But the important thing is I'm going to teach you how to think out of the box. How to take a cake and turn it from vanilla into orange or whatever you want it to be. How to make it yours. And how to come up with your own designs for your frostings. I'm going to teach you that also. There's a lot going on. Texas Cooking Today is gearing up for season 6. It's a couple of months from now, but you now know what's going on behind the scenes. What I'm doing, I'm busy. I'm busy getting new recipes ready. I'm busy getting new flavors put together so that I can market my recipes and teach y'all fantastic new ideas. Thanks for watching this. Hey, if you would, please take a look at the channel. It's Texas Cooking Today. There's a lot of recipes there, a lot of good ideas there. There's barbecue there. There is some Italian food there. There are sauces there. There's all kinds of historic recipes there, stuff you need to check out. And this right here is just a smidgen of what's coming in days to come for season 6, for the fall season, and for yummy desserts that we all get to enjoy. Thank you very much for watching this. Please take a look in the description box and you're going to see some links down there. You're going to see a link to my website. That's where you find my recipes and my other merchandise, little goodies like the shirt. Thank you for watching this, and folks, please have a good day. And again, notes right down there, comments, please. Okay, now, where am I going to put all of this? Just take that pan down.